I put a post up the other day on Instagram and it had quite a lot of messages off the back of it, basically just asking about how to set up Google Calendar and how to make the switch from going from notepad and pen and writing everything out into Google Calendar. So I thought I would actually just do this YouTube video and just explain step by step how to do this in the best way and the process that I went through. So just to stress and highlight, this has honestly saved me so much time. Every Sunday, the usual Sunday setup would be that I would block out an hour, sometimes even 2 hours, just to think every day what I'd be doing for the upcoming week. And I would sit there and I'd write everything out. And what I found was that I'd be writing so many things just over and over because they were happening every single day. And I've just saved so much time since then switching to Google Calendar, because since I've put it into Google Calendar, you can then just duplicate things and then it just comes up for you for the rest of the week. So it does take a little bit of time at the beginning. So I would suggest blocking out 1 to 2 hours to do this properly and thoroughly. But I promise you, once that is done, it will then save you so much time in the long run, and also just streamlining your to-do list. So what I would suggest is look through your handwritten dream day and then just implement into your Google Calendar. So I'm just going to show you how we're going to do that. So this is what my calendar looks like now, and obviously it looks different than when I was teaching full-time, but I did use Google Calendar when I was teaching last year full-time. So for example, getting up at 5:45, so I've just put here like hydrate first thing in the morning, my skincare routine, getting changed, feeling good for the day. So whatever your morning routine is, or for example, maybe if you have time to go to the gym before work, anything at all, just literally write out everything that you do for the day, put it all into your calendar. So yeah, I've just put here like hydrate, skincare, get changed, okay, ready to start the day. Then I would then have my coffee and I would journal and I would read. Now this is literally 1 to 2 pages. It's not journaling loads. It's not reading a whole book. It's just making a nice coffee, journaling, reading, getting everything out of my head onto paper. And then at the moment, I'm looking at my vision board and also my 2026 goals. But what this looked like when I was a teacher is I would coffee, I would journal, I would read, I would look at my vision board and my 2026 goals, and then I would head to work. And then what I would do is basically where I've got all of these different colour coordinated things on my calendar, I would also do that for my lessons and my classes. So for example, if I had my GCSE class and I saw them 3 times a week, for example, I would put them in purple, and then I would put my whole calendar, like my whole timetable of work, onto my Google Calendar. So yeah, my GCSE group, let's say that I'd put them in purple, and then I would block out my whole timetable on my Google Calendar, literally to the to the hour of when I have all of my lessons. So for example, like it was 8:05 to 9:05 would be my GCSE class, but then I would see them from 1:50 to 2:50, then maybe on a Tuesday afternoon. So I'd block all of that out, and then I would also colour coordinate, just all of my lessons. So whenever I was teaching year 7, they would be in green. If I was ever teaching year 8, they would be in orange. If I was teaching year 9, they would be in red. So just colour coordinating everything as well just really helped with that side of things. So I would suggest putting all of your timetable onto your Google Calendar, because your timetable repeats every week, or you might have week A and week B. And if you do that, then basically if you go into here, you can edit and you can then change and coordinate when you want to do this. So it does not repeat, or if it happens daily, or if it's weekly on a Monday, or you can customize it. So you can change it accordingly to your timetable, which is really, really good. So that is that side of things. So let's say now it's the end of the day, and maybe let's go for a Friday. So you're finishing on a Friday at 3 o'clock, hopefully we're out the door nice and early on a Friday. So yeah, then after that, what is then the rest of your afternoon looking like? So do we have like a dinner out? Again, you can just pop that in the calendar. Or is there anything that you do after work that's, on the same day and the same time every single week? So for example, if you go to the gym, and if your days are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you can then just block that out and the times that you are at the gym. So you can block that out there. And then in the evenings, then how are you spending your evening? So what time do you normally have dinner? Do you normally do something nice as well in the evening? So I've put here, watch the sunset. I'm such a sunrise and sunset person. So what I also do with my Google Calendar is I make sure that I have something to look forward to every single day, just because I don't want to be waiting until the weekend to then be enjoying everything. I don't want to be waiting until the next half term or the next holiday. So when I was teaching, I would just be very aware and just very conscious and mindful of just scheduling in something every day for me that makes me feel good. So here on Wednesday, for example, I have a little pamper evening for myself, and every week that looks different. So for example, it could be like a nice bath, it could be just an extra bit of reading, it could be doing my eyebrows, it could be giving my hair a good wash, it could be painting my nails, whatever it is. But Wednesday, I would always block out that time, and that was a non-negotiable for me, to make sure that I had time for myself and no one else, just to have that reset and that recharge for the rest of the week, for then Thursday and Friday. And that honestly did really, really help me. And I've still kept that in there now, even though I'm not teaching now. It's just a really nice midweek, just reset, and also just giving myself time to switch off and just recharge and just slow down on Wednesday evening. So I would suggest scheduling 1 to 2 bigger things for your weeks, with something to look forward to. So like mine would be a pamper, and also like Wednesday mornings I work from a coffee shop, but also like Saturday and Sunday is meeting up with friends and things like that. So just give yourself something to look forward to, like 2 bigger things throughout the week for you, and make sure that you're looking forward to those. But then on top of that is I would just do small little things during the day, just again to make you feel good and to look forward to. So like in the evenings here, I love journaling the day away, I love visualizing, I love a cup of tea. There's nothing better than a cup of tea for me, and just reading and slowing down and winding down in the evening. So that's something that I genuinely really look forward to every day, and it's just having that time out. But another thing is watching the sunset. So as much as possible, I would try consciously to go for a walk and watch the sunset in the evenings. So it's just making sure that you are finding pockets of time throughout your week just to plug in and make sure that you are just very aware of how you're spending your time. Another thing is when I've recently redone my calendar, is I would look at my 2026 goals, and I would pick out things that I could then schedule into my calendar that's then going to help me with aligning and meeting those goals. For example, putting my phone away. Before the new year, like when it was Christmas and things like that, and I was a little bit out of routine, I just didn't like how I was on my phone quite a bit in the evenings, and I would end up doom scrolling, and it's so hard to then snap out of that. So one thing this year is I'm just being very aware of putting my phone away at 9 o'clock. So it's away and it's gone, and I'm then not on it, which has been really good so far. So yeah, I would say and suggest as well going through your goals for 2026, and just if there's anything on there that you really want to do daily. So this could be like a little 5-minute stretch, it could be a 5-minute meditation, it could be going to the gym, going for like a 10-minute daily walk. I would put it into your Google Calendar as well, just so then it's actioning those habits, and it's actually then we're making sure that it's on the calendar. And if it's in the calendar and it's in your to-do list on your calendar, then you'll be more consciously aware, and the likelihood of doing it will be a lot higher than if it wasn't on here at all. So I really hope that that's been helpful. But the idea is, and something that I really do want to stress, is that you should really be looking forward to something every day. It shouldn't just be going to work, coming back, feeling exhausted, and, you know, going to sleep and just being in that cycle. Just think about how you can plan your dream week, because, you know, this is it, we're in it. And rather than counting down to the holidays or counting down to the weekend, just have a think about how you can then plan your dream weeks, that you're living as closely to your dream life every single day as possible. So think about what habits you want to form, think about what goals you want to set, plug them into your calendar, and just get stuck in with it. But I promise you, this will save you so much time. And if you have found this video useful, please share with another female teacher that you think would benefit from this. And also, if you can subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. I'm going to be sharing weekly tips and tools as well for female teachers, a lot more often. So yeah, that would be a massive, massive help. I'd really appreciate it. So I hope you found this useful, and I will see you in my next video.